Myself, just like many of you, wanted to give the DCU a proper shot. Give James Gunn a chance to tell the stories he wants to tell. But what is going on? Earlier on this channel, we already covered the drama surrounding Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman, and apparently she said she was going to be coming back, but then James Gunn apparently refuted that, saying that she's not. But according to My Time to Shine Hello on Twitter, still 100% on the board. Why? Under normal circumstances, I absolutely would not have a problem with this. However, they already billed this as a reboot of the universe. So, let's recap a little, shall we? Out of the original founding Justice League members, Superman? Gone. Batman? Definitely gone. The Flash? Should be in jail. Still there. Aquaman? Not a clue. Because we're not sure which universe Aquaman 2 is going to be within. Is it going to be in the original Snyderverse continuity? Or is it going to be in the rebooted Flash continuity? In which point, who's going to be Batman? Considering it was going to be Ben Affleck, then it was going to be Michael Keaton. Now reportedly, there is no Batman. So, screw it, I guess. And now we're at Wonder Woman. And I'm skipping over Ray Fisher's Cyborg because his career's pretty much done now. And it's unfortunate. It really honestly is. But there has been absolutely no talk of Cyborg since the Snyder Cut. And I doubt that he's going to be showing up in anything soon. I mean, technically, he was mentioned in that episode of The Flash where they crossed over with Ezra Miller, but even that was rebooted. And by rebooted, I mean they're not going to actually consider that part of the canon, considering there was no mention of that at all before. And it's not like Ezra Miller's Flash is going to mention crossing over in the multiverse and have any idea of what's actually going on in a multiversal concept when the entirety of The Flash happened. And he had no clue. But my issue really here is the Wonder Woman of it all. Because yes, there is no real confirmation that Ezra Miller's Flash is coming back. We have no clue who's going to be playing Batman at this time. David Cornsweet is going to be playing Superman. Aquaman's kind of effing off in his own little world that we're not even sure is going to be connected to the wider DCU at this point. As we've already established, Victor Stone is kind of written off at this point. So the only founding member of the original Justice League that apparently is going to be continuing on is Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman. But why? Especially when you consider the fact that Wonder Woman 84 is quite possibly one of the worst, not only comic book movies, but just movies in general. I love comic book movies. I mean, it's the focus of this channel, and I couldn't even finish that film with my wife. And we were huge fans of the first one, don't get me wrong. It has nothing to do with the character, it has nothing to do with the premise of having a strong female character at all in a movie. I mean, she was freaking awesome in the first film. What it has to do with is terrible writing. And I think that's pretty evident considering the fact Patty Jenkins is not coming back for Wonder Woman 3. I mean, in that film, you actually get Wonder Woman technically assaulting a man. And they just roll with it in the film like it's completely fine, like it's not something horrific that she just did, just because it's Gal Gadot. I mean, let's be completely honest here. You swap that and have Gal Gadot's body get swapped with the soul of another woman and have Steve Trevor her. You really think that's going to fly? So you're having arguably one of the weakest points of the entire DC universe and having that be the only continuing member of the original cast. I mean, let's be honest here. Yes, they're probably also going to be having Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn carry over as well, but realistically, Harley Quinn doesn't have as much stake in the entire history of DC, considering Harley Quinn came out in the 90s, Wonder Woman's been here since the 40s. And the holy trinity of DC isn't going to be Batman, Superman, Harley Quinn. It's Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman. And if I seem pretty fired up about this, it's because A, I've had a crap ton of coffee today, and B, I really don't like when things don't mesh together well. Especially when you're talking about a multi-billion-dollar franchise that's now being helmed by somebody who worked for their direct competition and was being basically groomed to be the second in command for Marvel, taking over, saying that they're going to reboot everything, make things a little more cohesive between the comics, video games, TV shows, and movies, but there is no cohesion. Because you can't even set up who's going to be returning and recast. Because let's be honest here, it's all going to be going back to Henry Cavill. If Wonder Woman does stay and it is still Gal Gadot, people are going to be furious because, realistically, there are more Henry Cavill Superman fans than Gal Gadot Wonder Woman fans. I'm sure she has her base, but it's not going to be as vocal, if you know what I mean. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to be the person making those decisions. That's going to be James Gunn, and James Gunn alone. But if he really wanted to do something special with the DCU, they would have done a complete and total clean slate. Instead of bringing over characters like Wonder Woman, probably Harley Quinn, even though, let's be honest here, that's the best casting all of DC has, continuing to bring over Amanda Waller, considering, that's fine, I guess. I know Amanda Waller is a huge component of the Suicide Squad, and even in the Justice League animated shows, like in the early 2000s, where Amanda Waller is the one explaining the history of Terry McGinnis and how he's actually technically a clone son of Batman. But, realistically, Amanda Waller doesn't have to be a key anchor point of the DC universe. And I understand the reason that James Gunn is keeping these characters like Amanda Waller, as well as Peacemaker, is because he had a huge hand in creating them who they are now, in the public zeitgeist. However, I don't think that's enough. Because realistically, we can go through all of this. We can go through Creature Commandos, which I'm not sure how many people are actually going to watch, considering Universal Monsters has basically been a dead-in-the-water idea for many years. For the love of God, look at Dracula Untold and The Mummy. And then mixing that with superheroes, but not really, I don't think that's going to fly very well. And then we're all going to have to sit through Waller, which, every project she's been in, she's just been screaming at a TV, and she gets knocked out in the Suicide Squad. Okay, that's fine. Sure, whatever. Make a whole show about that. And then eventually, down the road, we'll get Superman Legacy, which, to be fair, seems to be pretty promising. However, it doesn't make sense to reboot and to recast if you're keeping certain aspects of the previous universe. Especially if they just have it happen. If they don't have any kind of crisis event before, which collides different universes and almost makes it almost like, if I can compare it to Marvel, Battle World, where they just started smashing different bits of different universes together to create a new amalgamation of all of these previous worlds. If they did something like that, which they absolutely will not, that would make sense to have previous characters involved in the new universe. However, I highly doubt that's going to happen. I don't even think they're going to address the previous universe at all. And I don't think it's going to be a different multiverse either. I think this is going to be the main DCU proper, and we're just going to have to forget everything happened, which might be a little difficult considering we're going to be looking at least, if they don't change anything, half of the original Justice League still being there, with absolutely no explanation onto why the tentpole characters have changed. To quote Josh from the Den of Nerds,
"If it bombs,
she gone. She gone. She gone. She gone. She gone. She gone. She gone."
But what do you think about this? Are you as angry about this as I am? Does it really frustrate you and make your blood boil? Let me know down below. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more. Have a great day, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one.